So do you see the difference between these lights and these lights? Guys, my name is Rick and this is the HDVIBE channel. If you spend a little bit of time with me today, I'm actually going to show you how to change out these stock LED rear turn signal and brake lights on the CVO to a custom dynamics product so that they will actually match the color of these as well as all the other custom dynamics products that I have on the CVO Street Glide. If you've been around the channel a while, you've seen I've installed custom dynamics all around this bike. These low profile bag lights, latch lights, fork lights, Genesis 4 turn signals, and now we're actually going to change out the rear brake and turn signals. And we'll get into all that right after this. That's right, guys. We're going to be changing out the CVO LED lights on my 2021 CVO Street Glide. If you've been around the channel, you may have seen actually my video. There was 5 things that I disliked on the CVO Street Glide after I got it. One of them was the LED lighting. So I've added a lot of custom dynamics lighting, and I'll have links to the videos up here as well as down in the description if you're interested in finding out more about some of the LED lighting I have on the CVO Street Glide. But today we're actually going to change out these rear turn signals. You can see difference in the color of the lighting. These are much more intense than these. I also have a magic strobe on this, so you do get a flashing pattern on brake. But we're going to switch out to a custom dynamics product here. So guys, to do this, we've got to get these bags off. I've got to get the seat off because we've got to get underneath where all the lighting connections are. We got to get this rear fascia completely taken off. But if you stick with me, I'm going to show you how to do that step by step so that you're not intimidated by this and you don't have to pay someone else to do it. Okay, so I've gotten the saddlebags, the seat off of the bike, and I've disconnected all of the lighting that I have, the custom dynamics, as well as the speaker connections that are on the CVO. So the first thing we need to do is actually loosen this bracket that's underneath here that holds this whole fascia on. And it's this bolt here. That is a T40. And then on the back side, there's a nut on there that is actually 1/2 inch. So I'm going to go ahead and remove that on both sides. Okay, so I've gotten that loosened up. Okay, and so that's it. So that's the T40 bolt that was in there holding that fascia, and that's the 1/2 inch nut. Once you've gotten the bolts out of this, this fascia bracket here, then we need to remove these. There's 3 bolts right here. The top one I don't think you can see, but these are actually 5/16. So I'll go ahead and remove the nuts on the right side and the left side, and then that will essentially loosen this entire fascia so that I can begin to pull that down. And then allow me to disconnect the lighting here from the plug that's coming from the front of the bike. So I'll go ahead and start loosening these up. And again, there's 3 of them. There's one here, and then one up in here that you can't see just because of the lighting. And there's that 7/16 nut that's on there. So I got 2 more to remove, and then I'll flip over to the other side. So before I could actually get the fascia off, there was one more 5/16 bolt and nut that was in here that was actually in the middle of the fender in the back. So I removed that, and now I've gotten the fascia pretty loose. And what I need to do now is disconnect this plug that's going into the stock light, and then do the same on the other side. And then once I get that, I should be able to slide this fascia down and then find a nice soft towel or mat or blanket to put this on, so then we can begin to remove these stock LED lights. Okay, so what I found is you actually are going to need a needle nose, at least on this first try to get these out. These plugs are in here pretty tight, so there's actually a little indent on the side to press that in. And then what I've done is gotten that indent with my needle nose like this, and then begin to kind of wiggle that out. So let's give that a try on this side. The other side worked like that. So yeah, these bad boys are pretty darn tight in there. And there we go. So I finally got it. So now we can pop that out. So then, as you can see, that releases this fascia, and we can remove that off. So As you can see, pretty dirty, so I'm going to do a little cleanup on this thing. Get this a little bit shined up. A lot of dirt in here, so good opportunity when you have this off to get this cleaned up. Now the next step is we need to remove these stock lighting assemblies out of this rear fascia. So there's 3 T25s. There's one on top and then 2 on the bottom of each of these. Getting your T25 bit, I'm going to loosen those up and then those should come right out. So I've gotten all 3 of the T25s out of there. So now I should just push in from the front and that releases this stock light. I'll just repeat that on the other side and we'll have this opened up and ready to put in the Custom Dynamics lighting. So I've gotten both of those out. So now I'm ready to put the Custom Dynamics lighting into the rear fascia. So here's the Custom Dynamics light that's going to go in there. It's pretty straightforward. These go to the inside. Obviously the tapered portion goes to the top. So then they just kind of slip in here, get them lined up, and then you will actually reuse these T25 screws that I took out of the stock ones. Again, with the 2 at the bottom, 1 at the top on each of these. So I'll just go ahead and tighten those up and then we'll be ready to actually put this back on the bike and begin to reassemble. So I've got the Custom Dynamics lights installed into the rear fascia. And just so as a comparison, here's the Custom Dynamics light. Obviously this is the stock light. This is a little clearer, so that is, I think, helps get you a little bit brighter LED coming off of that. And I think these LEDs on the Custom Dynamics are even brighter than the stock ones. The LEDs sort of go horizontal on the Custom Dynamics versus you have the vertical line on the stock. Just a little different look, but what I'm really looking for here is really getting the brightest light in the back of that bike so that I'm safe when I'm out on the road. Okay, so we're just going to carefully slip this into place. Getting this fascia up underneath the fender and gently putting this into place. Being careful so you don't scratch your fender and making sure you get this pulled out far enough that you can actually get the holes lined up. So looks like the left side's in. I'm going to get this right side aligned. I think I got it there. So there we have it. Everything is on there. And now I just need to begin to we're going to use the 4 original bolts on the top and the bottom. And then Custom Dynamics actually supplies a lock nut and a washer that goes in the middle to hold that in there. So we'll do that. Okay, so now I'm going to put this fender mount back on. Again, it goes in this orientation. There's a bolt underneath there, underneath the license plate that'll come through there. So I'm going to get that worked in first, get these sides on, and then I'll put in the original lock washer or lock nut and washer on there. And then we should be set to go. That'll lock in this fascia from underneath and hold everything together. Then I'll be able to tighten it all up. So I've gotten the fender mount bracket back under there aligned. So now I'm going to go ahead and tighten up the bolts. First the center bolt, and then I'll tighten up these 2 side bolts. Okay, so the last thing I had to do was actually I did have to use the controller that came with those lights. So it actually plugs in into the main harness going to the back of the bike. So I put that in here, and then the other piece connects into where that was connected. And it was a little bit of a trial and error because I have so many Custom Dynamics lights hooked up. Okay, I've got the saddlebags on. So let's check the function here. So we'll do right turn signal. And you can see it's flashing in the latch lights as well. Then we'll do left turn signal. Everything's functioning properly there. And then brakes. This is really going to light everything up. Lots of flashing. We're getting flashing off the sides as well. And that is the X pattern strobe. So super lit up now. So that's it, guys. Another pretty simple plug and play install on the CVO style rear tail turn run and brake lights on the 2021 CVO Street Glide. Also, obviously it works in conjunction with these low profile bag lights. I've got the latch lights on here. We've got the Gen 4 up front. We've got the the fork lights up front. So everything went together. Now everything flashes. The magic strobe works as well. As you saw, I had to do a little finagling with where that connected in. You do have to use that controller that comes with the kit. Otherwise, I couldn't get these latch lights to work with the magic strobe. So guys, if you like this type of content, please give it a thumbs up. Also, consider sharing this with your friends or others that might be interested in installing some custom dynamics lights. I'll also have a link at the end here to a playlist that will have a lot of custom dynamics installations that I've done on either this bike or the Rogue Light Special. Also, consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't done so already. And if you do subscribe, please leave a comment down below saying I subscribe so I can personally reach out and thank you for supporting the channel. Also, don't forget to hit the bell icon and select all so that every time I do put out new content, you do get notified. Guys, that's a wrap. This would take you probably, I would say, give yourself an hour to do this installation. It's not a big deal. If you follow this video, I step by step go through it. It's pretty straightforward. So with that, guys, I'm going to leave you with this thought. Life is short. Get out and ride the bike. Thanks for stopping by, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye now.